I'm Kathy Donnell Vitzak, and I'd like to share some information about my It's Your Karma Past Life Oracle card deck. This is the first in a series of videos that will help you learn how to work with your new It's Your Karma card deck and just have the experience be even more fun than I know it already is. First, let's talk a little bit about where I got the idea for the deck, a little bit about karma, and just some of that fun stuff like that. First, I know a lot of people say, don't we have enough to worry about living the life we're living? Who cares about a bunch of past lives? What difference does it make if I was an Egyptian slave pushing a block of rock up an incline for 1,000 years at a time? Okay, I can see that does have some validity. We do have pretty full lives that we're leading right now. But delving into our past lives can help us get rid of fears and phobias, conquer issues that may have been coming up over and over and over for us, even help us plow through those always pesky relationship issues. Some of the big ones that come up over and over again are weight issues, once again relationship issues. Why fears and phobia, obviously, such as a fear of public speaking, fear of drowning, fear of heights. Many times when there's no basis for the fear in this life, the roots are in a past life. And by exploring and digging a little deeper into that past life, you can often, believe it or not, cure the fear in this life. So it's just an amazing tool to be able to help make the life you are living even better. And so that can be one of the benefits of delving into your past lives. Of course, there's absolutely nothing wrong with some healthy curiosity if you just want to have an idea of what you were and how you lived in a past life. Sometimes it can even explain a fascination with a certain culture or time frame. I've had friends whose homes looked like Victorian, little perfect Victorian homes transplanted to the suburbs of the U.S. There's a reason for that. I can guarantee you there was a past life immersed in Victorian times. Okay, let's talk about the shape of the cards. The key to the cards is the fact that they're round. I have always loved divination tools. The tarot, anything like that has fascinated me. And being a graphic designer and artist, I also love looking at things. Visuals are a big deal to me. And I just knew there had to be a way to come up with a past life oracle deck that didn't involve either multiple sets of cards or exhaustive referring to the manual. And one day I was outside and literally the idea just popped in my head. I was sitting there reading a book and I just stopped and looked up and was thinking about the past life deck. It popped in my head, so we all know my guides had something to do with that. And the idea came to create a round card. So here is how it works. First, you have the era, the time frame. There's 57 cards that cover the different eras in the deck. 3 of the cards are information cards that kind of just give you everything you need right there in the deck without always having to refer to the book. So anyway, the card is round. It has the era. This one is Scandinavia, the Vikings era, 700 to 1000. Now, that gives you the time frame of the past life. Then, around the outside are the different roles or archetypal roles that you would have lived or could have lived during that era. For instance, we have male farmer, male warrior, female warrior, male serf, male artisan, female artisan, male hunter, female hunter, male scholar, and then it kind of, some of them repeat, male farmer, then priest and priestess, male slave, male nobility, female nobility. Now, the roles are going to be different for each timeline. And in some timelines, there were just a handful of roles that repeated over and over and over. You'll see what I mean as we get a little farther into some of the videos. But in this one, oh, let me talk about this for a second. In some times, women were not allowed to fulfill certain roles. In this era, yes, women were warriors and women hunted and women did all those things side by side with the men in the Viking era, in addition to all their other responsibilities too. But in some time, also in some other places, there will be times, there will be roles that, like I said, recur over and over and over. Here's one. The British Isles, prehistory to 350 BC. For instance, male slave, male farmer, female farmer, we see more than once because so many people were trapped in those lives of slavery or farming or just working as a serf for someone else. So some of those may have been repeated. Priest or shaman would only show up one time because that was a very rarefied role. So let's go back to our Viking card. Now, how you would work with the cards is you've drawn your card, and we'll have a video on that later. You throw it down wherever it lands in the 12 o'clock position would be the life you led in that time. We got female warrior. That's what came up in the 12 o'clock position. There will be further videos going into a little bit more detail. Once again, this is just capturing, just in a nutshell, how the system works. Then you could look up the meaning of that time in the book. There is also an additional expanded guidebook available for purchase and download on the website. Now I get to sound a little infomercial there, but there is a larger book that is able to go into a lot more detail. But as you might imagine, being a slave in let's use this as an example. A slave in the Viking era led a very different life than a slave in ancient Egypt versus a slave during the Civil War era of the United States. So there's different energies and different information for each of those lives as a slave, even though they were all slaves. And yes, there would be some common denominators. But anyway, just to kind of give you a little overview on how that might work if some of your inquiring minds were already rushing ahead. So anyway, this little video just served as an introduction to let you know what the cards are